people is very chilling. They they are very serious during their working hours, but when the working hour is over, they stop.
Welcome back, everybody, to our YouTube channel. My name is Tammo from Find a Job in Germany, and today I'm here with my former coachee, Quan. Hey, Quan, how are you doing?
Hi, Tamo, I'm fine. And you?
I'm also very good. Thanks for asking. Quan, in our first interview, we spoke about how you landed a job in Germany. Today, we want to speak about how it is to work in Germany. Give yourself or give a quick intro about yourself, maybe first of all, and then we go ahead.
Yeah. So my name is Quan, and I'm a software engineer from Vietnam. It's a country in the Asia, in Southeast Asia. But now I am living in Berlin, Germany, so 10,000 kilometers away.
Perfect. Quan, you're a software engineer. Your full stack engineer. Your main focus is JavaScript.
Yeah.
We met in November last year. You got a job offer this year in 2024 in end of March, and now since June you're living in Berlin, right?
Yes.
Um, you had the plan to move to Germany. 2022, you said. First thing is you started off learning German, correct? You even came to a B1 level in German. Did you need your German skills for the interview process to land a job offer?
I would say German skill is not necessary, but it really help a lot. Sometimes I start talk speak some German with my interviewer, and I believe it's make me has a little bit more advantage during the interview because they can see my serious in getting a job in Germany.
Learning German helps you to break the ice, I would say. Yeah, but in your role, your role is completely in English. So the work language you need is English, right?
Yes, but I would say since I am living in Germany, so German is worth learning. It's a single most useful language, except outside of English, of course.
That's true. And you said you developed the plan of moving to Germany back in 2022 when you have visited Germany for 2 weeks. You came to Berlin for holidays for 2 weeks, and now you're living in Germany for a few months.
Yeah.
How is it different, like living here or being a tourist? What is different for you?
They say tourists feel the city differently than a local, and I have the chance to experience both the tourist feeling and the local feeling, and I have to say they are completely right. So during my vacation in Berlin in 2022, I just want to spend every single euro I bring, and actually regret that I couldn't spend it all. Then living here, I have to be mindful with my spending. So that's the number one.
That's a good point. Um, yeah.
And then living in a hotel is completely different than living in my home apartment. And also, when I travel there for holiday, I travel alone. So I really enjoy being alone. But now I'm living with my family. So also different. And above all, a tourist live in a tourist zone in Berlin is a somewhere close to Alexanderplatz. So it's very much tourist. So experiencing all the best the city had to offer. But then now I'm living in some kind of more residential. That's a place that normal people live. So I go to the supermarket, I take the U-Bahn to work. So yeah, that's a very different feeling than take the U-Bahn to attraction.
What would you say is the biggest difference now, since if you compare life in Berlin right now to your life you had before in Vietnam?
Wow. Oh, that's really big. The culture is completely different. So in Vietnam, we have a very strong culture of personal vehicles, but in Berlin, or I think in Europe as the whole, people take the public transport a lot. So that's one thing different.
Mhm.
And the weather is also very different because Vietnam is a tropical country. I came to Berlin in summer, but even in summer, it's nowhere hot as in Vietnam.
But today it's very hot in Berlin, actually. It's going up to 30 degrees or something. That's not hot for you?
Yeah, I think that in my homeland is it now 39.
Okay, that's true. And you got
Yeah.
your visa after you got your offer. It took you 3 weeks to get the visa. Tell us a little bit about the visa process before coming here and also how it was for you to get the final visa in Germany.
Oh, so for me, the offer that I get from a company and the company they provide with visa assistance, so it's making easier. So they hire a third-party agency to help with all the visa process before and after I come to Germany. I would say the prepare before I come to Germany is rather easy for me because that's in my home country. So I just got every document that the German consulate in my city needs and submit to them.
Mhm.
Uh, so it's doesn't take that much time. So I can book an appointment with with I can book with the consulate and it's they just only 3 days in advance
Mhm.
and then I come to it, submit it. I do have a hiccup during my visa submission though, because the employment declaration form during that time, I said the company provide me with an old format and the consulate had to
Ah,
ask
okay.
the
For
new
the new
format.
format. Ah, okay. That also okay. So all in all, like we met end of November. We worked together for around 3 to 4 months. You got the offer, and then it took another 3 to 4 weeks to get the final visa and everything, and then you came here. That's the duration of the whole process, right? And how's it to work in Germany now? I mean, you're working here now for 2 or 3 months with a new company. How is that? Is that different to your work you did in Vietnam? How is it different also in regards to your colleague? What would you say?
Oh, of course, it's a completely different experience. From my when I work in my home country, of course, I also work with foreigner, people from America, people from Europe. But even though, after all, I still have my Vietnamese community.
Mhm.
So we play together in our Vietnamese community in Vietnam. We also sometimes have some team building activity with the team in America or in Europe.
Mhm.
But now I'm all there's no more Vietnamese community for me. So I have to work with European all the time. So no more Vietnamese during meeting. It's just English all the way. So yeah, for me, it's kind of something that I need to get used to. For
Mhm.
example, in the past, if there's something that I don't understand because of language limitation, I can always ask my colleagues who English is better than me or understand the technical stuff better than me. But now there's no excuses.
Mhm. That's true. And how is it in really like to working hours and so on? Is it similar to Vietnam, or how is it structured at your new job?
The structure of the job, I would say, is pretty much the same. Because and I believe in software engineering it's the same in this whole world that I mean we also have some methodology like Agile or Scrum. They are pretty much the same here and in Vietnam. The difference is in the culture though, because in Vietnam we have a very strong overtime culture, I would say.
Mhm.
People
So,
Vietnam, yeah.
so you have to work over a lot of overtime in Vietnam.
Yeah, over time. But in Germany, I think that people is very chilling. They they are very serious during their working hours, but when the working hour is over, they stop.
Okay. And what do you like better?
Yeah, of course, I like it better. Yeah.
Um, And regarding a tech stack and the quality of work, how's that? I mean, you already said in the first interview for the interview process, yeah, you need to be delivering a complete project. That's for the interview process. How it is here now at work, is the way you write code, the expectation level, is that different to the work you did before, or is it the
Yeah,
same?
that should, well, it is not the same. I mean, because during my previous company in Vietnam, we also have some code review process, but I think due to culture, I think Vietnamese tend to get more easygoing with each other. But
Mm,
in Germany, although we are colleagues, people take the code review very, very seriously. They are not afraid to point out what you did wrong
mm,
and correct you. In Vietnam, I think because culture, Vietnamese people are more easy going. So
okay.
that's culture different.
So writing clean code, being kind
Yeah,
of a perfectionist, no mistakes. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
the
more
so
important.
expectation level here. Do you get along with that well? Do you like that style of work? Is that
Oh,
suiting you?
to to be honest, actually, I was pretty shocked at the start because so many comments in my merge request, but I'm getting used to it now.
Okay, and now you're adapting to that. And tell me as well, what plans do you have here? Do you want to stay here long term? How is that with your visa? How do you have any plans, or do you want to see for a year or two how it suits you? Yeah.
Yeah. For German, I want to be better at German as well. So actually, that's pretty fun to be able to use the language in the real environment, talking with the native. And I found out that's something that the book teach me, native people never use. Yeah,
You have an
so
example? Yeah, you have
for
an ex.
example, the book teach me Guten Morgen and
Mm.
Guten Abend mean good evening. But when I in Berlin, I never ever heard some people say Guten Abend. They only say Schönen Abend.
Schönen Abend. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And you speak German B1 on a B1 level. You already learned that in Vietnam, huh?
Yeah, so it's come to very useful.
Yeah.
It's very useful here.
Are you still learning German?
Yeah, I still learning it via some YouTube and also in real life as well.
Mm.
So after 3 months of living here, I become less and less hesitant to speak to the cashier or ask the staff for help in supermarkets.
Yeah. I
Very
mean,
useful.
that's very good. Continue that. That will help you long term. I mean, we already spoke about that. You don't need really, as a software engineer, you don't really need German to land a job, also to work here. But the better you get in German, the more opportunities you get, and the easier it is to get along in daily life, obviously. Yeah, and it's easier it is to understand the culture, to integrate, and so on and so forth. Um, any other advice you would like to give or tips you want to give for other software engineers or tech and IT professionals who are coming to Germany to work here or planning to do that?
Yeah, for the apartment part, I believe I was lucky that I can get in touch with a Vietnamese landlord. So my apartment hunting were pretty easy. But I know that for a foreigner, it's really hard because the landlords in Germany are very demanding. We need to have a very good credit record, and we have to have a very good salary, and so and they even need to look at us face to face to see whether
Yeah.
they like us.
It's a good, that's a good advice. Like if you look for apartments, look in your local communities. I mean, there are a lot of Vietnamese people here in Germany already. Same with Indians, Pakistanis. That's always pretty helpful to get one.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What
Yeah.
are the next steps for you then, Quan? Just to wrap up, what are your plans for the next year, if you have any?
Oh, so yeah, for me, I for the next few years, will need to enroll my son to school, get better at my Germany, and get to know the country more and more. So
Oh,
yeah, actually that's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, that's quite a lot already. Um, that's a lot of your plate. Yeah, thanks a lot. I really enjoyed it talking to you again after we haven't seen for quite some months now, and I really enjoyed meeting you again. We stay in touch, of course, and yeah, keep on doing what you do. And if you all guys are watching and you also want to move to Germany, watch our video training, which you find below this video, understand how we work. We're going to assess your profile. If we think you have good chances to land a job in Germany right now, we're going to work with you and we're going to help you to land a job offer as well and then move here like Quan did this year as a software engineer who's working in JavaScript mostly. Thanks for your time, Quan. Auf Wiedersehen and guten Morgen. What is it? Yeah, morning.